Hello, everybody. I have my very good friend with me tonight. He's born and raised in New Jersey. He's a great musician, great person. I love him so much. I know him 30 years almost. He graduated from art school in Connecticut. Then he has his famous band. Some of you maybe don't remember, but like late 80s, beginning of 90s. Night Ark, first time I heard about him. Then after the Night Ark, he just joined so many collaboration with the different musicians. He made it very famous songs in Israel, New Jersey, and not New Jersey, I'm sorry, Greece, Turkey, and collaborate with very famous musicians like Eleftheria
Arvanitakis, yes.
I'm sorry,
That's
I
quite
have
all
a
right.
problem pronounce her. And Sezen Aksu. Ara Dinkjian with me, and let's talk about all these things.
Sure.
Tell us
Sure.
about you, Ara, a little bit.
Well, like you said, I'm born in New Jersey, and the music in me, I think, starts with my father, Onnik Dinkjian, who's a world-renowned Armenian folk and liturgical singer. So there was always music in the house, and for me, it started banging on the tables, and so they got me a dumbek, and then they told me, don't go in the bedroom, there's this very delicate instrument there. You could touch anything in the house, but you cannot touch that instrument. Well, that was the only thing I wanted to touch. It was the oud, because they told me don't touch it, you know. And that's kind of how it started.
You were how old?
I was like 3-4 years old, you know, and I wanted to play the oud. And actually, I was playing the dumbek, believe it or not, professionally with my father. We played, for example, the New York World's Fair in 1965. I was like 6-7 years old, and there was, I don't know, 50,000 people. And to me, that's what I wanted to do with my life, is just make music.
Also, in the conservatory, you study oud. You are the only one who did this, right?
Yeah, I was lucky to be accepted to Hart School of Music in Connecticut, but I didn't fit. It's mostly a classical school, but they saw something in me, and they, believe it or not, allowed me to make up my own major. They put a new major in the computer, oud major.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of obvious independent study, but I actually did my senior recital on oud in front of all the classical, professors. For what it's worth, the great thing is that they gave me an opportunity to further investigate my cultural music.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Yep. How can music transit nationally or politically boundaries with your music and the work that often feels more like divided? What do you think about it?
Yeah, there are so many forces in this world, we know, that keep us separated. At my ripe old age, I'm going to be 67 in a few months. I only want to work and collaborate with people who want to unite us. And certainly, other than sports, I think the best way to do that is music. And I always think of being on the moon and looking at the earth. There are no lines of where one country starts and where the other one, begins. And I can tell you that my ancestors are from this area on the earth, and the music there has a certain sound. And it's Turkey, it's Kurdistan, it's Armenia, it's all of these things, and it really doesn't matter, because to me these melodies come from the earth. And our political and historic enemies seem to melt away when we hear a certain melody and we feel, oh, we all like the same thing. This is where the human being can meet and understand that we're all the same in the end.
Yet you deeply connected to the Armenian culture, of course. This is affect your music, but is how Armenian background affect your daily life? What gives you how you can explain it? I mean,
well, certainly it's difficult to explain, because I've never been anything else other than Armenian. As a matter of fact, Serdar, I learned English when I started going to kindergarten because we spoke Armenian as kids in the house. We went to Armenian church. I've been the organist at the Armenian church since I'm 13. So you're talking 54 years. I play at the cathedral here in New York every week. My parents belonged to secular choruses. So I learned all the folk music by going to the rehearsals. My father being who he is, we went to all the dances and picnics and weddings. And at the house, every social gathering at my house, everybody sang. Music was all part of it. So I can't imagine not having the music or not being Armenian. It is everything that I am.
Is there any song that you wrote special, you feel like,
Yeah, so
do you have anything like that?
it's almost like asking which one of your children do you prefer.
I just make it different way.
But I can tell you that this song came to me around 1984. I called it Picture.
Picture.
And it has since been known as Menoektos, Ara Dinkjian, Zehazman Lizloa in Hebrew. It seems that everybody has identified with this song and almost claims it as their own. And
they name it anonym too. Right?
Yes. Unfortunately, some countries assume that it was anonymous composer. But regardless, that song, it's deceptively simple, Serdar. It's not very ornamented. It's not complicated. And I think the point about that is if it's to be performed, it has to be performed with a certain sincerity. Otherwise, there's nothing. But if you feel it, then it'll take you somewhere. And where it takes me is back to where my ancestors come from. That's not a New Jersey melody. But if you're from Anatolia, it's extremely familiar. And because of that, I don't claim it as my composition, although I suppose I wrote it, or the way I like to say it, it came to me, and I think it came to me from my ancestors.
Definitely, I agree. Once you told me that you changed my musical life, I was like, what did I do? Like you said, because you put together New York Gypsy All Stars, and after I know these guys and start working with them,
Yeah.
I find my musicians basically.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about this collaboration with the Secret Trio, or Panayotis Engin with he plays with now they play with you as your quartet too. Tonight Aras has a show and they're gonna play here actually.
Yeah, the thing about Drom is that you give us an opportunity, first of all, to meet and collaborate with different musicians and different projects. Like we just did, it was your idea, Fahir Atakolu and myself. I hadn't thought, okay, well, yeah, let's try it. And it was wonderful. Or, Bilge, or, I mean, there's so many musicians that you've put me together with, but it did start indeed with the New York Gypsy All Stars. And now when I need a group, I call them because they're just so wonderful. And indeed, they'll be playing with me tonight. But I think it's important to say that musicians need a place to play and try things, and Drom has provided us with that opportunity. I feel close enough to you to come to you and say, I have this idea of this project. Give me a chance. Let me put it on the stage and see if we could make it happen. And I know you'll let us do that. So Drom is very important for us.
Do you want to say something for the new generation who does like a folk music or traditional music, whatever you name it, world music artists?
Sure. My only advice, it's the thing that I look for in any art, is sincerity. You can't go into this thinking you're going to get a girlfriend or you're going to make money or you're going to be famous. If you're sincere about your love for music, eventually you'll be okay. And it's what the world, I believe, what the world really needs is true sincerity. Close your eyes, play from your heart, mean what you're playing, and you will find your audience. Don't look for where the audience is. Show them who you are, and those who agree with you will find you.
How it start working with together, Anita and Sezen? They call you, or you send them a song?
Yeah, well, with
we never talked about it.
yeah, with Sezen, from my first Night Ark record, she had taken one of the songs, Homecoming, and she made it into a hit called Sarışın. She had such a hit that she called and said, "Bring me another song." And I couldn't believe that Sezen Aksu, that great composer, wants a song from me. And I had never been to Turkey. I'll just tell you the story very quick. I tried to write another song like Sarışın, just assuming she wanted a song like that. She didn't say anything, but that's what I thought she would want. Anyway, my mind was blank. I couldn't write anything. Nothing was happening. The day before I'm going to leave for Turkey to bring her a song, I still had nothing. So I closed my brain. I said, whatever comes, comes. And what came that night was Vazgeçtim.
Okay.
And I brought it to her, and we went right to the studio, her, me, and Onno. He was playing acoustic guitar. I borrowed Sezen's oud, and she wrote the words immediately.
Wow.
And we made what I thought was a demo. There's only 3-4 instruments. It's like very minimal production. I thought that was a demo. And she took it to her record company. We went and she said, "Listen to this." And they went, "Oh, this is," and that was it. They released it like that. It was great. It was just amazing.
It's an amazing song.
Yeah,
that song, one of my favorites.
Yeah, thank you.
One of my favorite Sezen songs. But of course,
Thank
your
you.
song.
Thank you.
One of your album, Secretary album, she sang one song, right?
Yeah, after knowing her and performing with her for years, I had never asked her for anything. But I wrote this song, and I actually had the nerve to say, "I want you to write words to this song, and I want you to sing this song because I wrote it for you." And she did. It's called "My Dark Place." I forgot the Turkish name, but she appeared as a guest on a Secret Trio CD. She liked the song and her performance so much that she then released the exact same thing on her CD. Yeah.
Okay.
So that made me feel really good.
Album, I
Yeah.
guess she did.
Yeah.
Ara, very nice to see you.
Thank you, Serdar, for
Thanks
everything.
for that beautiful talk.
Thank you.
Hope we're gonna see you like a couple hours on stage and enjoy your music.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Thanks again, Serdar.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Very smart.
Oh my God, it was so funny.